What is going on, guys, and welcome to my latest review, of course, for the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe installment, Thunderbolts. Um, Overall, my general thoughts, the movie, I thought was pretty good. I would give it like an 8 out of 10, or not, um, I would give the movie like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, let's get into this. By the way, this video will contain spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, go see it. So, yeah. But it won't contain spoilers until, like, about a few or so minutes, after I pretty much, get done talking about, the positives, the negatives, all that good stuff. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with the positives of the movie, the cast, everybody did a really good job. Of course, Florence Pugh as Yelena, she was pretty much the main character of the movie, and we were pretty much following the movie through her point of view, and yeah, Florence Pugh pretty much did a pretty good job in the movie. She can handle the dramatic scenes, she can handle the action, and of course she has some bits of humor in there. I mean, Florence Pugh is just one of the greatest, as far as like newer actors and actresses in Hollywood. Yeah, she's pretty good. David Harbour as Red Guardian had some really funny laugh out loud moments, of course, to break up a lot of the seriousness. Of course, you have Sebastian standing here as Bucky, and he's always great. Wyatt Russell as U.S. Agent, or John Walker, he did a good job. And so did the actress that played on the Ghost. And also, this movie deals with some pretty dark themes, deals with depression, abuse, pretty much wanting to find like your place in the world and like what purpose do you have. And so the movie has a great core message, of course, at the center of it. And of course, you have, oh yeah, and the villain in the movie, Sentry, he was great. He's pretty much Marvel's answer to Superman. He pretty much has almost all the powers of Superman, flight and all that stuff. Although he doesn't have laser eyes. That's kind of the one thing that Sentry was missing, or the Void. But yeah, though, he did a good job. And the way that they defeat Sentry or the Void, that was pretty, definitely unexpected. You go into a Marvel movie, you expect a big, epic CGI action fest at the end, but we didn't get that this time, and it was kind of, a little refreshing. Then, of course, you have Valentina, and now I know a lot of people have been comparing this movie to, like, Suicide Squad, and yeah, it kind of pretty much is like Suicide Squad in a way. Although, really, if you think about it, the only thing that this and Suicide Squad have in common is not just, the whole Valentina kind of being like Amanda Waller for pretty much the Thunderbolts, but literally they talk about like the, right when they put the devices in like the Suicide Squad's necks or whatever that makes them blow up. That's literally the only connection that Thunderbolts pretty much has with Suicide Squad. But yeah, though, the action scenes were all very well done, and there's a scene in the movie where they even all get to pretty much save civilians, which is something that I feel like the MCU has kind of been missing here lately. Yeah, I get it, obviously saving the whole universe, but just like taking the time out of, to pretty much save regular civilians, like that was great as well. And so yeah, and as far as negatives go with the movie, I don't really I don't really have any negatives with this movie. But yeah, let's get into the spoiler section of this review. First of all, I called it, you called it, we all pretty much called it. Yeah, Taskmaster, freaking dead. Dead like dinner. Dead. Yeah, Ghost kills Taskmaster. And yeah, we were all expecting that going in, right? Were we not? But yeah, it was still a surprise though. I mean, even if we did expect that going in, it was still a surprise. And on the when the scene came, right, where Sentry pretty much has a full on like hold of his powers and he's like taking on Thunderbolts like that scene was awesome. Like he's just like going to town on them. He even rips Bucky's arm off. Well, not completely off, but he gets his arm, just ripped again for what now, like the third or fourth, fifth time. That was cool, and I even like the way that they defeated the, that they pretty much used how they showed Sentry slash the Void's powers to where like he's pretty much able to turn you into like shadows and like that was cool. And like the ending of the movie to where they pretty much all go inside of the Void's like realm pretty much, and their worst fears have been pretty much their worst fears have not their worst fears, but like their regrets that they did in the past pretty much come to life and kind of pretty much haunt them. I thought that was a very trippy kind of horror movie like scenario, so that was cool. And pretty much Bob is pretty much the one that defeats the Void pretty much and so yeah, again definitely unexpected from what we get from Marvel. Usually the big CGI fest, big final battles. But hey, this was refreshing. And at the ending of the movie, we pretty much find out what the asterisk means. The new, they pretty much go from being called the Thunderbolts to now being called the New Avengers. So that's cool. So now we have Sam's Avengers team and Bucky's Avengers team pretty much going into Avengers 5. And the end credit scenes were both pretty good. Firstly, though, those of course the funny one where Red Guardian of course goes to get and they're on the Wheaties box. Like that was a pretty funny joke, and they pretty much paid it off in that first end credit scene. But that second end credits was crazy. Apparently, Bucky talked to Sam and pretty much found out that apparently the Avengers pretty much are copyright are like apparently Sam pretty much owns the name Avengers, so pretty much they're therefore pretty much being copyright claimed, which, hey, I know how you guys feel, being copyright claimed by someone or something else. Trust me, I know how you guys feel. Anyway, something has apparently entered the space atmosphere, and they pretty much look, and it's the Fantastic Four ship, and I was like, holy shit. Holy crap. Although that kind of does ruin the ending of Fantastic Four First Steps to even though we don't got that movie yet, that kind of does give it away a little bit to I mean yeah, I'm pretty much calling it right now. Galactus is going to come down and pretty much destroy the Fantastic Four's world, and now they got to go from their world to the main MCU, and that's how will probably pretty much kick off the events of Avengers 5. And so, yeah, though, overall, though, pretty good movie. Go check it out if you guys haven't. And, yeah, just beware of some of the darker, subject matter that pretty much goes down in the movie and takes place. And yeah, with that, I'll be seeing you guys later. Peace out.